Hello, beautiful community. As our democracies decline, what happens isn't that competent democracies are going to be replaced by competent authoritarian systems. It's that very incompetent democracies are going to be replaced by much, 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 much less competent authoritarianism. Now, we want to prevent that, but the trend is in that direction. So the trend is for all the other evils that are going to result from it toward more farce, more ludicrousness, more absurdity. People in power who have no idea what they're doing, even out of power, let alone in power. Eventually, in the 2030s, a time will come for a more serious global circuit of hard-nosed authoritarians who might be less buffoonish. But because in so many respects you can't run a country properly like that, there will be greater and greater room for farce the more our democracies decline and are partly replaced by authoritarianism. So Trump says that he's going to Russia to meet Vladimir Putin, when in fact he's going to Alaska. And it's just a slip, and we might say in a moment how that slip arises in Trump's mind. I don't think dementia is quite right, it's a bit lazy. But the trouble is that there is symbolism to this slip. Not as much symbolism as there is to the meeting. The meeting is very symbolic. And of course there is symbolism in Trump's yet again choosing to renew attacks on Zelensky, talking about how Zelensky didn't need any parliamentary constitutional approval to start killing people and start the war, but now he does if he needs a deal. Ritual, a sense of what questions should or shouldn't be raised, is really important in politics. That's why, even if you are sympathetic with the loss of trust of many American citizens who voted for Trump, you've got to feel kind of really allergic about something like January 6th, because it's a transgression that takes a chip out irreversibly, a sense that certain rituals and certain procedures can't be questioned. Don't underestimate how much the normalization of certain things via ritual, via expectations, via sense of what questions should or shouldn't be raised, how much that's part of keeping a democracy going. And so Trump's slip, the very fact of the meeting, his attack on Zelensky, are all a kind of commentary on the might is right imperial borderlessness that at the level of political ideology Trump and Putin actually share. What's mine is mine until you come and get it from me. What's yours is yours until I come and get it from you. Now Putin would add a very interesting rejoinder here that specifically captures what he's doing in Ukraine, and that's what's mine is mine only so long as I take what's yours as a preemptive way of stopping you from coming to take what's mine. As Greg Uden likes to say about Putin's borderlessness, if you're not expanding, you're being defeated. So, as funny as it might seem, it's genuinely harmful to US democracy and the state of the West that the meeting is happening and that it is happening in Alaska. And the reason Trump slipped isn't just the decline of old age, it's the decline of old age in constellation with two things, with ADHD, which often gets worse in old age, actually. We can expect that more through Trump's term, and through his narcissism, because he's so keen that he's doing Russia. I'm doing Russia. I'm finally doing Russia. And so he got excited and he thought he was doing Russia in Russia because he's so excited about doing Russia. That was part of that slip too. And it was part of the narcissistic narrative of his entire presentation, where he said, well, I don't want to be talking about domestic crime because it's so embarrassing because I'm meeting Putin, who's riddled with domestic crime, but not somehow on Trump's picture of him. And so that psychology of transactional might is right exchange is, even as a dispositional attitude, really harmful. It's not that Trump is going to say Alaska is 99% American and 1% Russian. He's going to say it's 100% American if you ask him. But the way he speaks about matters like that is itself corrosive, right? I mean, hypothetically, let's sort of blow this up a bit. He might say, Mr. Trump, isn't it a bit dodgy to meet Putin in Alaska, given that Alaska used to be Russian? Doesn't it send the wrong message about, a kind of unhealthy apparent ease with which territories might be exchanged? Alaska is very much ours. It's perfectly beautifully ours, and we're too strong to lose pretty much anything, including Alaska, but pretty much anything. And we're not going. Biden could avoid it. We're not going to lose. Biden could have lost it. We're not going to lose it. If we lost it, we would get it back almost instantly. 24. Probably 24, maybe less, maybe 1 minute, we could get it back. If we lost it, we would get it back in a minute, but we're not going to lose it. It's pretty much been ours pretty much forever, for a very, very long time, and Russia, quite frankly, has nothing to do with it. But if we lost it, we would probably get it back. Under my leadership, we would get it back probably 30, probably 35 seconds, we would get it back. So it's that incoherence, stimulated by narcissism, stimulated by neurodiversity, that nevertheless also contains the seed of nothing being rightfully somebody's, because you can't make a claim for something in terms of a right or in terms of a value. This is not mine because I'm strong enough to keep it, but this is mine because it's appropriate for it to be mine, right? There's a seed of an asphyxiation of all such discourse in the way Trump goes on, domestically and on the foreign stage. And that very perniciously reveals only one way among others in which Trump is an ideological ally of this global wash of might is right revolutionary monarchism, of which Putinism is perhaps a sort of radical and extreme self-immolating representation. Lots of love.